Wait a minute. There we go. All
Yes,
right.
yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go
It
ahead
is
and do
that
your thing,
time.
Laquita.
It is that time. It is that time. We're gonna sit here just a minute and let everybody get on in the room. But you know, it's Monday, and it's that 6 o'clock. It's actually 6:03 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it is time for another amazing episode of Create Your Future Self Live. And I'm here today with my wonderful co-host, Victor Nico of Nico Don. He is the Don, Nico Don Projects, my man who is the man that can tell you how to make your money work for you through real estate investing, among other things. And I am Laquita Monley, and I am your military spouse. And I don't just provide work from home solutions, but I am your connection to purpose. If you're looking to become an entrepreneur, or you're already an entrepreneur and you're looking to scale and grow, and you don't understand your purpose or your passion, you want to connect with me right on Laquita's Toolbox. Now, we have with us our guest today. She is an amazing queen, not just because that's a part of her name, but she is an amazing queen. My sister, Miss Esther, we actually met, Vic, on a different platform, and I got to be a guest on her podcast. She was one of the first podcasts that I was a part of, and this sister's energy is strong. It's amazing. She made me feel like I was on top of the world. So I was like, you got to come on and be a part of our show and spread some of that energy and that love to the Create Your Future Self audience. Nice. So let me do this. I am going to stop talking because I talk a lot. And I'm going to let Miss Esther introduce herself to our Create Your Future Self audience.
Uh-oh.
You're muted.
Thank you so much for that introduction. Yes, I am a queen. I'm so honored to be here. Thank you so much to the both of you, Laquita and Victor, for having me. So yes, I am the creator and host of Block to Block podcast. It's something that I thoroughly enjoy doing because like Miss Laquita, I enjoy talking too. So I just like to talk to people, talk to myself, talk to whoever wants to listen. And I started Block to Block about, I want to say it's been 3 years now. It's going on 3 years. But honestly, it's been in the making for 2 years. I procrastinated for so long because I wanted it to be perfect. So I held myself back. But long story short, I started it. I loved it. And I'm just happy to be here. Besides podcasting, I do have a degree in behavioral therapy. That's what I do to pay the bills. I've been doing it for a long time. I live in Los Angeles, but I've been doing it before I moved to Los Angeles. And during the pandemic, I found myself in need of trying to hustle. So I went back and I got my license in life insurance. So I'm a life insurance agent. So yeah, that's what pays the bills. But other than that, I'm here just trying to survive like everybody else.
I heard about 16 things in there that help people with their life.
I don't want to go back. So not only am I a behavioral therapist, but I'm a therapist. Like I'll have people sitting on my couch telling me about their life. So I have to listen and give them advice. And yeah, I'm a chef because I know how to cook. I'm a dog therapy because I love dogs and I love babies as well. So yeah, everything there is, I do it.
Nice. I love that. Queen Esther, you definitely add value to the universe out here. And we want to thank you for joining the show. And I just want to take a moment. People out there, make sure you're sharing, make sure you make sure you bring your family and friends in. Who doesn't want a podcast in 2021? So you're going to pick up some nuggets today. We definitely want you to tune in, take some notes and all this good stuff. And we may even touch on a couple of these other careers that this queen has in her arsenal. So we definitely appreciate you jumping in. So let me ask you this. When did you do your very first podcast? I know you said you had to wait a couple years to get perfect. But when was the very first episode?
So my very first episode launched September 20. Ooh, 2019. 2019.
2019.
Yes. 2019 was my first episode. Oh my goodness. It was a work. Okay. I held myself back. Now that I think about it, I needed to do that because I needed to grow and I needed to understand it. But if it's for anybody else, don't wait that long.
That makes sense. So from that point to now, how many episodes would you say that you've actually done or recorded?
Oh, recorded, I probably got about 75, but uploaded? Now that's the question. Uploaded, I think I'm up to like 20.
Okay.
Because I used to record so much. Even my friend was recording, and then I would be like, nope, this isn't perfect. We're not going to release it. This isn't, nope, there was stuttering. There was a big gap. There was no, we're not releasing it. But I've recorded a lot.
Nice. Yeah, that's very important. I see so many people with podcasts now, and obviously it's great to have these platforms. I mean, from every topic, from basket weaving to real estate investing to whatever it is, people are doing podcasts, and I think that's super cool because you used to have to find these meetups and things like that. So I think that's one of the definitely benefits of this last year and a half. But podcasts have been around for a while. So with you being kind of an expert, what would you say? Would you say is way more active in this last year, or than it has been prior to that?
Prior to that, it was there. I used to listen to podcasts, but now it's like it's saturated, but in a good way, right? Like you can still go out there and do your podcast, because that was one of the fears that I felt like, oh, there's so many podcasts out there. I don't know who's going to see me. I don't know who's going to listen. Is mine even going to be original, or am I taking somebody else's idea? And it's just like, no, those were the many different things that were cluttering my mind. But yeah, it's saturated, but in a very good way. And because it's saturated, there's more opportunities for grants to get your podcast funded. There's more opportunities for your podcast to get sponsored, for people to want to work with you. So I think it's a very good thing.
So with that, as women of color, I know if you can search, and there's not a lot of us out there in this podcasting space. There's a lot of people that are podcasting, but there's so many more that are not. What would you say to women of color about the podcasting space and why we need to be there?
What I would say is get out there, just do it. There is a lot that we can learn from each other in being in this space. When I first started, I didn't know any women of color to go to. I saw mainly male that were in the podcast setting. So once I started, and then I started joining like Clubhouse. I saw there were more people that were interested in starting it, but haven't started it. So to women of color, definitely go out there. Your voice needs to be heard. And we bring something valuable to the table as just women of color, mothers, sisters, aunties. Like, we bring something to the table that people want to hear. So go for it, sister.
So, we talk about this a lot. We are Create Your Future Self Live. We really love to help entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs. A lot of people follow the show so that they can become that future self of themselves, right? And so somebody's watching now. They've been thinking about it. They've been studying. They've been doing 2 years of analyzing how to do a podcast like somebody else that we've heard about. What's the next step? What do they need to do right now tonight?
Listen, for me, writing helps me. I'm a visualist. Get your pen and paper and say, this is what you need to do today. Make a list. Start from when I first started my podcast. I was like, not even podcast, just the business. I was like, okay, first of all, what do I want to do? Who do I want to attract? What do I want to sell if I'm selling anything? So make a list of what you want to do. Then start from a game plan. I need to get my LLC. I need to look for investors. I need to write a business plan. So just start that, write it, And then from there, connect with people. The hardest, just getting an LLC. I was like, where do I go? Like, I was like, I know I got to go to the Secretary of State, but there's so many links on there. And I see why people pay $200-$300 for somebody to get your LLC when it's literally all you have to do is pay for your LLC.
Right.
Yeah.
And I see why, because it's like, where do I start? It's so much. So I was like, okay, seriously, you need to sit down. So I sat down. I looked to my because I like to cross off and check because it makes me feel like I'm doing something. Like, girl, you did this today.
Yep.
So I made a list. I got my LLC, got my DUNS number, opened up a bank account, put a little from my personal account into the business account just to establish something. So I just say, go for it and connect with people. I think that's the most important thing, is to connect with people. There's no way you can do it on your own. The person before you didn't do it on their own. And I think that's the purpose of networking, connecting, whether it be Facebook groups, Clubhouse, Instagram, like connecting with people. And that's it. Yeah.
So like you're on this journey and you said, okay, I want to have a podcast about basket weaving and gone on, and I've done the bits and pieces to make my entity legal. Now I've got this thing, and I've heard about 52 apps that's free that I can use to make my podcast and all of this. Give us, if you can, like 3 success tips on, so that the person doesn't get overwhelmed with all of the free information out there.
Yeah.
On like 1, 2, 3. What do I need to do to record it, to clean it up, and to upload it? Like, what's that process look like?
So, okay, I can give you 3 things. It for starters, for me coming in, because I was a beginner, because I was trying to learn everything, it's all trial and error, right? And that's the joy of podcasting. I see it as a joy. Like, this is mine. It doesn't have to be a perfect way. People love to see mistakes because it's like you're human, kind of. And then not also that, but you see the growth. If you see your very first episode to your 95th episode, like, it's growth, right? Yeah. So when I first started out, I was like, okay, just write an idea. This is what I'm going to do. This is what, and just wing the questions. And this is how it is. And then I was like, well, I didn't like all that stuttering that was going on between me and my guests. And I didn't like the empty air. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make a format. This is how it is. So it's just trial and error. So go for it. Don't be afraid. The first thing I would do is, also, there are things out there for free. Free is good, right? But sometimes you get what you pay for. So if you see it's free, it's not going to be up to your standards. So if you can just invest a little bit of money into something that you truly believe in, something that you are passionate about, the money is nothing, right? Well, to some of us, because we're still in a pandemic and stuff.
For sure.
So the first thing I do is I record. I've heard so many different apps, and it's confusing, and it's free, but then they don't hold your audio, and it's just like whatever. So I started off with I actually forgot what I was, but currently I use Buzzsprout. I love it. I pay the monthly fee. They have a free they have a free what do you call it? Option.
Version, yeah.
Right. They got a free version, right? But I wanted more, because sometimes my podcasting would go over 60 minutes, and I didn't want to have it rushed. I wanted quality. Okay? So I pay the monthly fee for Buzzsprout, and then there was another another podcast that I was listening to, and she told me about Hindenburg, and she said it's a one-stop where you can just record and edit. So I use Hindenburg, but sometimes, like, because I'm in California, and then during the pandemic, a lot of my guests were out of town. So what I did was I recorded. There's an app that I pay for on my phone. It's called Tape a Call. So I would call. It's like me calling we're on the phone, and then I'll tape a call, and it will connect like a three-way, but it will record the whole conversation. And then once it's done, it would save as a MP file. So I would upload that MP file to Hindenburg, do all my edits. I love Hindenburg because you can do your edits, you can add music, you can add sounds, and then from there, I connected my Hindenburg to my Buzzsprout. So it would upload the file, and I just upload it to Buzzsprout, send it, there it is. Now that's a lot of technical what I just said, okay? And I just want everybody to know, if I can do it, you can do it. And I'm not just saying it just to say it, because I do see myself as tech savvy, but not like advanced, right? So it took me a while to get it. But if you have an iPhone and a computer, or if you have a smartphone and a computer, you are more than capable of doing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Straight nuggets just dropped.
Yes.
Just drops all over the place.
She dropped like 3 apps real fast.
Yeah. So I'm gonna recap that. So you said in your example you gave where you were doing phone call interviews. So you used tape a call to be able to record that two-way discussion. You took that into an MP3 or MP4 file and transferred it to Hindenburg, or uploaded it into Hindenburg, where you could actually do some of the editing, adding the music, putting the flavor to it. Absolutely. And then you actually pushed it over to Buzzsprout, which is where the platform displays the actual recording of everything you just did. Awesome. Yes. That's awesome.
Yes. So that's what it is. I love it. And then for those who weren't out of town, like if I had in-person guests, I would just use my cell phone and just record it, because you have the voice audio. So I would just press it and record it. It's recording our whole conversation. Same thing, it will save as an MP file, and then I'll upload it. Yeah, just like that.
That's awesome.
Real easy.
Yeah. So I want to actually go back a few steps here. So we know what you did technology wise, but you mentioned several nuggets to get started that will apply to any business situation. Getting your LLC, being able to set up the DUNS number. Ladies and gentlemen, this is so critical, because when we go into business, we typically start out using our cash, our credit cards, our personal expenses, and then maybe your business don't start off so great. And then you're still infusing your business with your personal money. What is that doing? That's taking away from your household living, your basic expenses, right? But if you use this format of creating an LLC, open up a business account, and then you get that DUNS number. That DUNS number is like your credit number, your credit file, or social security number. It's an EIN number, but your DUNS number tracks your credit for your business. And that's how you build up. And creditors and vendors and partners out there that you do business with, they will report to that saying, we did sell them some microphones for their podcast, and they paid us 20 days early, 30 days early, on time. All of those have a variation in the scoring, but over time, now you can go and say, you know what? I need $50K to blow this thing up a little bit. And your business credit is what does it. So stop swiping your personal credit cards to grow your businesses. Start building your business credit. Start using these things, your EIN number, your DUNS number, and definitely that's the way to go. So thank you for dropping that information. That's not just for podcasters. That is for entrepreneurs all across the globe. So thank you, Queen Esther.
You're very welcome.
For sure. I really love that you started out with that foundation, because too often we want to do things and we say we want to monetize it, but then you don't have anywhere for the money to go.
Right.
So am I monetizing my podcast as a business, or am I monetizing it as a side hustle, as a 1099, or just whatever it is? But you started them right from the jump. Like, look, this is your business. Monetization is there. There's a market to grow this as a business, and the setup is set it up as a business so that when that cash flow comes, you have a space for it. Yeah, for sure. That's some beautiful information.
Thank you. I completely agree. And a lot of people don't know that getting your EIN number and your DUNS number is free. Like you just have to just set up your LLC, and even all you have to do is pay for your LLC. A lot of people don't know that. That's why they're paying $200-$300. When I first started out, I remember I was talking and my friend was like, "Oh, I just paid them $350 and they can do it." And I was like, "Okay, I could do that." But then I'm just like, "But wait, I thought getting it was free. All you have to do is pay for your LLC." So I started doing research, and it in actuality, not only did I save money, which is perfect, but I love that I learned, because my goal is to be a serial entrepreneur. Like I want to have other businesses. So I don't want to always pay somebody to keep doing this for me. I want to be able to stand on my own and learn what I'm doing. So
learn what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's powerful. That's powerful.
Yeah.
When we're building business, no matter what it is, whether it's a podcast, selling widgets, Pooper Scooper business, it doesn't matter. The foundation of building it the right way is the same. And now the energy and the work you put into it to make your product or service valuable to customers, that's a different type of energy. And that's something I actually want to go back to Block to Block. Like I remember the conversations we had on Block to Block. Talk to us a little bit about why you named the podcast Block to Block and what the value is that you want for your listener to grab out of that.
Okay. So it was, years before I started, you know what I mean? Before I launched. I was sitting there like, I know I'm going to start a podcast, but I don't know what to name it. And I was actually on the phone with my friends and I said, I want to, because Block to Block, there's no specific job, like there's no specific topic. Like we cover everything. So I said, I wanted to touch people everywhere. I wanted to grasp deep. So we were like we're throwing out ideas. And I was like, no. And he said, how about block to something? And I was like, and I was like, how about block to block? And we both on the phone like, yeah, because I wanted, so it's literally block to block where we discuss everything from my block to your block. So I wanted to cover our block. Like there's no wrong, different blocks. You grew up in a different block. I grew up in a different block. So I want us to discuss things that we've grown up, we've understood, things that we're passionate about. Like your road down your entrepreneurship can be different from someone else. Like what covers your block? You know what I mean? So that's how Block to Block came about. And the moment I heard it, I was like, oh yeah, I love this. This is what I'm talking about. So yes.
That is
Block
pretty
to
cool.
Block.
I like that. That is cool. So something else that is pretty cool, because I like to research people we talk to out here. So first of all, amongst the other 16 job titles that she mentioned at the top of the show, she is also an actress. She is also a knee-slapping entertainer, self-proclaimed. And this one I really love. Nosy neighbor. I don't even know who was it, self-proclaimed, or did your neighbor come over and say, that queen is a nosy neighbor? How did that? Why do you call yourself a nosy neighbor?
It's so funny. I am self-proclaimed, okay? But actually, I need y'all to understand whatever, my family, my friends, you ask them anything, Esther knows what's going on, okay? And it's not like I'm sitting there gossiping or nothing. If I hear something, I'm like, oh, what is that? Like, I'm going to do my, listen. Another thing you can add to my list of jobs, private investigator, because I will find out, okay? So, that's how they call me, the nosy neighbor. I'm not peeping through your windows or anything, but I'm going to make sure you're okay. I heard a noise, you know what I mean? Do I have to be the one to call 911 or whatever? But yeah, my friends and family, they're like, you want to know anything about Esther? Any classmates that we can't find or keep in touch? Esther knows, I know. So yeah. I'm a nosy neighbor.
Awesome. That's awesome, man. So tell us a little bit about the behavioral therapy, like in your regular day job. Obviously, this is something you are an expert in. what type of people are you dealing with, working with? Like, give us a little bit of background on the behavioral therapy.
So behavioral therapy, I started, I want to say, well, about 14 years now. 14 years. And I started when I was like still
14.
in college.
Oh, okay. When you're like 14.
14.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
You on that? You don't play so quick. I'm really 52, but you don't play so quick.
Stop lying. First of all, we don't appreciate any liars on the show. Let's just stop this right now. Jeez.
No, I'm not 52. I'm not 52. Y'all don't see these gray hairs and stuff?
No. Anyway, okay. So we started at 14. You went 14 years. Okay, so let's continue.
Yes. I started working with children and adults with mental and physical disabilities. So, in my field, I saw that a lot of people either had family members or neighbors, but I didn't know anyone personally who was mentally or physically disabled. I just found it as a passion while I was still in school. So once I graduated, I started it full time, and then I was, working in New York for it. And then I moved to Los Angeles for acting. But, acting, you can't just walk into the door and just do it. So I continued with that passion here in Los Angeles, just to pay the bills, funding. It is very rewarding when you see clients, because I've had clients who started off in group homes and then they became higher functioning. I saw them go out and get jobs with supported assistance. They moved into their own independent living. So it's really rewarding when you see people go from their parents' home to their own, but yet society deems them as mentally unstable.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that for some years.
Anything you can share with families out there that might be dealing with that type of situation in their homes? Just anything. And if not, that's fine as well, but just figure it out.
No, absolutely. I see a lot of families that they think they could do it on their own. And there are so many programs and so much funding for you to get help. To send your child for summer camp, to send your child for a day program, to get help in the home. Like someone can help you assist your child or adult, because they're not all children. Some of them are actually adults who can assist them, that come into the house and give your parents relief, or give the child, because it may not be the parents. Some of them are providers, some of them are foster mom, a stepmom, grandparents, to give you relief. So there is what you call like a respite worker. A respite worker can come into the house and teach your children how to do daily activities of living, which is brushing your teeth, making your bed, combing your hair, things that mom and dad or guardian will do. The respite worker can help you or help the child or adult better for themselves. So always ask for help. And also there is what a lot of parents don't know, but there's respite, where the parents is just like, I'm just so overwhelmed. They can take the child to a group home for the weekend, and they'll do weekend activities to give mom and dad a break. Or sometimes when parents want to travel, but they don't want to take their children with them, you can leave your child in a respite home for the weekend and do whatever you want. Wow. There's some that's for the weekend, there's some for the week, but there's help out there, because it's not, like how they say it takes a community, it takes a village, it goes for all of us, So just reach out for help. It's there, trust me. The state they're getting paid for it, so use it.
Right.
Well, I hear that loud and clear. And clear. The funding is getting there. We just need to make sure that the people who need it are connecting with the right entities so that they can get the help. That's what I mean. I can see how that even I can see how that ties in even to your desire to do the podcast, block to block. Block to the next block, like what's going on in my block right now. So from your block right there in LA to our block here in Texas, and to wherever our viewers are viewing us from, you just share some powerful information that that they may have otherwise not gotten, because And I say that even from a personal experience. My mom raised my nephew, and he's autistic. And we knew of some programs, but definitely, at least if my mom knew, I don't know it. I didn't know about that. To where,
oh, really?
But you need a timeout. Give me a timeout.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It can be overwhelming just for any ordinary parent and their child. So put a disability on top of that, where children or adults who are autistic, who suffer from any other kind of mental diseases, it's stressful because with autistic children, they don't like change. You know what I mean? So it's hard. If their favorite blanket is missing, it's gonna cause a problem. You know what I mean? So it could be hard on top of some parents who have a mental disabled child, and then they have a absolutely, normal child. So imagine trying to raise those two or three or four, so it's hard. So it takes a community, and there's a community out there. There's literally a village to help out there.
Absolutely. Wow. So I'm dropping in so it's Block to Block podcast, right? And you're on Apple, Spotify, Google, any other places that people might be able to find the podcast?
Pandora, and iHeartRadio, and we said Spotify, right?
So all the big boys.
Yeah, you know when you stuck with the queen, when you rolling with the queen, okay, expect nothing less. Okay.
If you click on her website, we put her website in the comment section. If you click on her website, you can find out so much more great information about Queen Esther and the link to her podcast. So whatever your favorite podcast listening platform is, connect with her through the website to connect to that podcast. I mean, that's the cool thing about the podcasting website. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm an Apple baby, but I can send my Apple link to people who have Android, right? So don't get on that website.
It's true. And I also love Linktree for that, because I added Linktree to my Instagram, and I was able to connect all of that. Spotify, whether you use Google for the Android users, and so I love that. But right now, Block to Block is on a little summer vacation, because they need summer too. It's a lot. I love podcasting. It's fun, but it's a lot. It's a lot.
That is a lot, especially in you doing other things. So we do understand that.
COVID just lifted their restrictions. I'm trying to submit for some auditions right now, and then you're trying to look for your next guest to interview, and it's just like, it's a lot. So I was like, let me just at least take until August to find it.
Has there been a particular, again, without causing judgment against any other guests, but any topic or guest that you've had on that just really is one of your favorite ones that you've done so far?
Oh my God. Okay, so I'm not gonna be biased, but you guys, Miss LaQuita was in the building. Definitely, she dropped some knowledge. I had a few people that reached out to me, and they really enjoyed it. I love that one. I had a good friend of mine, Cassie, on there, and she talked about HR, how to prepare your resume, and the importance of having LinkedIn. It was amazing. People definitely gravitated towards that. And then I do have African American studies with my sister-in-law. She studies African American studies, and it talked about the education in Black and Brown people. That was really, really informative. Yes, I always get good feedbacks. Even I recently had one with a friend. Her name is Patrice, and her daughter talked about growing up as a single parent, and there's some certain things she couldn't do or she can do as a single parent, and not having a father in the home. So many. But yeah, I even interviewed a great music producer, Harmony Samuels. I think that was great, because a lot of people was able to be like, oh, I love his music. Oh, he did this. Like, when they hear his music and they realize that this is the guy on the podcast, a lot of people enjoy that too. So yeah, every episode, there's not one episode, and I'm not even just saying it just to say it, that wasn't my favorite. I each and every one, I'm like, oh, I love this. And it makes me love podcasting even more. So
nice.
So, yeah.
So one of our favorite things to do This show is called Create Your Future Self Live, right? So what is the vision for Queen Esther? Let's just say 5 years. What does your future self look like? She done rolled up. Boy, hold up.
She ready for it. She ready for it.
This is my plan, y'all. Listen, I even got it written down here. I got a planner. Okay. My plan. Okay.
I was drinking water. Wait, I wasn't ready.
Not old school with the tablet.
Yes. I always got a pen and a pen. I got a pen and pencil always.
Yep.
Like I said, I like to write. Mm-hmm. My plan, my 5-year plan, oh my God, is to not only, like I said, well, for starters, is to be an actress. Like I want to be a household name. I want people to be like, oh, that's Esther from the TV show.
Yeah.
Yes. So that is going to be, okay. From there, I do want to be a serial entrepreneur. Like I mentioned to Miss Laquita before that I want to have several businesses, from an ice cream store to a nail salon. Like I just want to put a business out there, so that people can understand me. You know what I mean? I want to be represented in the business industry. Mm-hmm. And Block to Block is an LLC, but I want to make it several entities. Like I want different things to be underneath there, like a nail salon, like Block to Block nails. You know what I mean? Block to Block ice cream store. Like I just want to have several things. And of course, I want to be a wife. You know, I want to be a mother. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I want to have. I want a little bit. Listen, I want to have a child attached to this hip while I'm going to the nail salon and doing all of that stuff. Yeah, that's my 5-year. Oh, and of course, Block to Block to be even bigger and better, for it to have its own studio. Because right now I record from home. And if I really, like, I made my own little studio at home, but I really want to be able to get up and walk into somewhere. Like sometimes when you leave the house and you do something in the studio, it gives you a little more energy. You know, you feel that passion, a reason to get up. So I would love to have a studio, because I want Block to Block podcast to continue. I just don't want it to be a short-term thing. Yeah.
For sure. I like that.
So,
very bright future ahead for sure. I can't wait to be watching the reruns of the show that you on, you know what I'm saying, on some Martin's type stuff. Well, I remember interviewing her on Create Your Future Self Live. Man, this is the funniest show ever.
Just remember to give us shout outs. Continue with shout outs. Like you do that. You do it more than 10 people gonna catch it. Just make sure, you know, when you big time, I need to shout out the hashtag Make Me Trend on Twitter, okay?
There you go. Don't forget us.
I'm gonna be back.
That's it. Don't forget us.
Yeah. Hashtag Create Your Future Self Live, okay?
Listen, I will be back. I'll be back with a whole entourage, okay?
There you go.
I love that. Ladies and gentlemen, out here, we're talking about podcasting. We have a fabulous, energetic guest, Miss Queen Esther. We want you to check her website out. Check her out on Instagram, IG, definitely on all of the podcast locations. If you want to check out Block to Block podcast. Definitely excited. What else you want to share with the people? I mean, you cook, your life insurance. I
be throwing down and the kids been like, listen, they don't understand. And I grew up because my parents are Nigerian. So me and my siblings are first generation Nigerian Americans. Okay. So I started cooking because, you know, us growing up, it's so funny. Thanksgiving, my mother will make her jollof rice and her goosey soup and her Nigerian dishes. And we'd be like, I want some Black American food. Like,
some collard greens and some yams.
I wanted so bad. I wanted to know what yams tasted like. I was like, I want to know what it is. And we had some black beans, but not like Thanksgiving black beans. Like Nigerian black beans don't taste like that. So I used to be like, what is it? And they put smoked turkey, smoked neck in the greens. So it came about my cousin and I, we made a vow one day, and we're like, listen, we're going to look up recipes and we're going to make it and we're just going to do it. So it started off as one Thanksgiving, maybe this was probably about 15 years ago. And we started, and ever since then, it's just like, because for me, learning a recipe is easy. When you learn a recipe, you can now add your own different flavors to it. So now I just like go off the whim. Unless I'm baking is when I follow it to a T, but like making food, I just go off the whim from practicing. Wow. So yeah, so I consider myself a very good cook. My husband's gonna be so lucky, y'all.
You over there trying to learn Black American food. Let me tell you, I'm trying to learn how to cook a few West African dishes. Like,
oh, well, I got you. My mother got me on that. I got you. I
tell you what, a friend was trying to teach me how to make fufu. You just got to be born African. I swear, you got to be West African to do that. Like, my whole arm felt like it was so
It's a whole workout. You literally have to
whole body workout.
It's a whole and it's crazy because it's literally just potatoes. It's potatoes and water. But the way you have to pound it to mold it into fufu is like it's powdered potatoes.
Okay.
And you put it in the hot water and you just have to pound it. It's literally like you'll get the strong arm. Okay, after a while.
You have to be born into that. You just don't you don't just learn that off the cuff.
Yes. And for it to be so smooth, it takes a lot. Like for me, even eating it, you get the itis because it's heavy. It's like you get the itis, so I try not to have.
Ready to lay it on down after that.
Listen, you gotta work hard just to make it, then you eat it and you tired, you sleepy. It's like, I'm good.
Well, then you gotta learn how to eat it the right way, because I am Black and American. So my first instinct was, you told me how to put that in my mouth. I wanted to chew.
You
can't chew. Yeah, you just swallow it.
I'm just just swallow it. It is hard because you're like, just swallow it. You ain't gotta chew it. But yeah, just literally swallow it.
And it makes a difference, y'all. If you've never eaten it, it makes a difference. Trust me, I didn't think it did until I actually learned how to do it the right way.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try that. Definitely got to try that.
It's different recipes. Like my aunt, hers was amazing. She would use Jiffy to make hers. Like she would mix the potatoes with Jiffy, and it would come with like a sweetness to it. Really? So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you can't have no Jiffy without the sweetness. I mean, I know folks be pouring tons of sugar in their Jiffy butter.
She put a little Southern Black American flair to her.
She got exposed somewhere along the way, definitely.
So good. She's so good.
So Queen Esther, do you have anything else going on that we need to be aware of, that we want to share with the universe? What can we share with these folks?
I mean, just look out for me. Look out for me. Look out for this voice too, because I'm doing some voiceover as well. I'm going to be auditioning for voiceover. So not only like acting in person, but you hear my voice on a commercial, you hear my voice in a Disney cartoon, just know it's me.
Nice. Yep. And you know what? I'm glad you said that. It's because one of the things that are big about for entrepreneurs is that it's great if you have a particular business, obviously, that you focus on. That's your main thing that you do and people know you for. But as entrepreneurs, you need to be open to expanding yourself and broadening yourself out. And, obviously keep it some congruence with it where, you don't want to be doing this and then way over here doing something that just sometimes doesn't make sense. But definitely if there are other services that you can offer within your business or outside of your business, that's how we do it, and this is what it takes. Create those multiple streams of income, or like I like to call it, multiple streams of value, because once you are offering multiple streams of value to the world, you don't have to worry about the money. It's coming. It's already there.
It's so true. It's so true. That it's so true that you say that, because my acting coach once told me years ago, he said, while you're waiting for the acting door to open, tap into your other talents. Yes. And it's so true, because those talents, not only could it put yourself out there, not only could it open doors, but you're generating wealth from it. I know Warren Buffett says that, I think it was him that said it, that the average millionaire is not on one stream of income. Like if you're on one stream of income, then you're barely making it, right? So it's so true. Tap into your other talents, and if you can get paid for it, do it. It's all the more.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. I want to take a quick second because there is an event. Myself and a gentleman named Brandon Powell will be hosting a 3-day training starting tomorrow night. 3 days for 1 hour each night, June 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. But the event is called Dominate Today. And I just put the link in there if anybody's interested in checking it out. But the topics that we're focusing on these 3 days is multiple streams of income. How do you generate multiple streams of income? Or again, as I say, multiple streams of value. And we're going to show people how to master LinkedIn and really attract the clients that they want to their business and things like that, which obviously, if it works on LinkedIn, it probably is going to work in some other marketing areas as well. But for those that are interested in that, definitely check it out. So, shameless plug. We got to do this since we got the world listening. We got to talk about it.
I'm gonna pop up. I know I'll be there. Dominate today.
Yes, exactly. So is there anybody we need to try to find somebody to watch you with your auditions? We need to find some producers out there that's looking for a highly energetic, talented lady out there in the West Coast is ready to do her acting.
Listen.
She ready.
I'm ready, and I don't discriminate. The doors is open to everybody. You know what I mean?
I love it.
Listen, everybody across Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Roku, and Apple TV, we love you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us on today and each and every Monday. We thank you for the likes, the subscribes. If you're tuning into us for the first time on any of the platforms, welcome to Create Your Future Self Live. Set your notifications, set your reminders. We're here every Monday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you're with us for the first time on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, then hit that share, and let's share this video. If you're with us on Facebook, go ahead and hit the like. If you're in our group, if you're viewing us for the first time from our group, hit that like and let's share this information and get it out to as many people as possible. Miss Esther has dropped some amazing value on how to build a business the right way and how to get started with your podcast, from overcoming your fear and just doing it to even the technical aspect. She's laid down some value. So if you're just joining us right now and it's the end of the broadcast, you can watch the replay and you can get in the comment section and review those comments, because we want to engage with you. We look at these comments throughout the week and we answer the questions as best as we can. And you can see there also posted, if you're looking and you said, hey, I have some value I want to bring and you want to be on our show as a guest, look in that comment section and reach out to us. Shoot us an email at createyourfutureselflive@gmail.com, and we'll be more than happy to have a conversation with you and see how we can get you on the show.
So before we wrap, Queen Esther, I do have another question. I probably should have asked it earlier but so as entrepreneurs, aspiring actresses, singers, whatnot, there's a low moment. There's a moment where, man, why am I doing this? I'm wasting my time. What is happening? And was there a really low moment during the podcast journey? Because again, you said it took 2 years, but where you were just like, man, I'm not about to do this. And you actually obviously still did it. Can you talk to us about that and what you actually did to overcome that feeling?
It gets low. I'm not gonna lie, it gets low, especially if you are in the field of entertainment where you have your high and your lows. My advice, what helped me, of course, is prayer. Like pray. Like you have to literally pray and manifest it to the Lord. Like you have to pray. There's no way around it. Even if you're at your high, it can all be taken away from you. Like you can literally come tumbling down. You have to pray. You have to humble yourself and pray, but also surrounding yourself with like-minded people. I connected with people who are writers, who are directors, who are even business people, just connecting with them because they can help you knock things off your checklist. They can help you with bringing yourself down and praying with you or working with you or just taking your mind and exercising with you. So just connect with people. I've said it before. I truly believe it that you cannot do it on your own. This journey was not meant for you to be alone. You need people. You need to surround yourself with people. So those are the two major things that helped me. And then, always remember why you started, because it can be so hard. You feel like the doors are not opening. And then you have to remember, well, I love doing this and I love seeing people smile. Like me being here, I'm just a joker, like all the time. But my joy comes from seeing people smile. It's not what I'm saying or what I'm doing. I just enjoy people laughing. So it just makes me forget about whatever is going on in the back of my mind. To see that you really think that I'm funny is like, that brings joy to me. So that's what I have to always remember, seeing people that enjoy this, that want to see me win. And I want to win. Like, listen, at the end of the day, I was not born to live a regular life, Lord. If I show you the cameras, like if I show you my credit card bills, like I'm not born to just be regular. I got to pay these bills off. I got to be rich, y'all. I got to be wealthy,
Yes.
I got to leave something for my children. So that's another thing that, fuels my energy, makes me get up like, all right, girl, you cried, you prayed, you spoke to that person. Now get up because you got to go make some money.
I love that. Yeah. Remember the why. Get your prayer popping.
Remember
Stay connected with some good people. Sure. People that's really, you
can't
be around the wrong people pulling you down. People pulling you up.
I've been around people that I was poor. Imagine me crying and struggling and worrying about what's going to happen next. And I got somebody that's stealing my energy. Like you cannot be surrounded by people that will steal your energy. You need to be around like-minded people. And again, everything in life is trial and error. So yeah, when you find it, stick to it. That's for sure.
Stuff.
That's real. That's real.
Thank
real.
you.
All right. I mean, you've been dropping value from the beginning.
Listen,
man, we trying to keep giving this solid value. I mean, she's talking about the right people in your circle and remembering your why. It doesn't matter what you do.
It doesn't matter. The producers here. It's true. We got the producers here for my acting. We need a publisher for my book because I'm about to write a book. Okay.
There you go. Keep it coming. Listen. And if we can be of any help for you to get it out there, get your word out there, you will always have a platform. As long as we're here, you definitely got a place where you can share your information, and that's what it's about. We got to be able to promote each other, put each other out there, and definitely be a positive inspiration to each other. So thank you for bringing this great energy to the show. Thank you for sharing some real actionable items with our audience, so that somebody was probably just happened to tap in with us and was like, man, I just been thinking about starting my own podcast. And you just gave them everything they needed to get going. 6 months from now, they'll be up and running, looking great, coming back like, man, I'm so glad I tuned in to Create Your Future Self Live. And that Queen Esther was off the chain, man.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure for me to just sit here and just be myself. I love it. And for those of you, like Victor said, go out there, get started, and enjoy the process, enjoy the journey. And follow me on Instagram, because it's Esther. Follow me on Instagram. Go ahead and go to my website, www.esther.com. Slide into my DMs. I enjoy your messages, guys. I do. But yes.
Love it. Wow.
Thank you so much.
This time always goes so fast when we have a great guest. It's like, man, the hour is up, but
I'm looking like, that's it.
That's it. You guys make sure y'all get in these comments. There's some amazing value in the comments. We've got the link to Queen Esther's website. Get on that website, connect with her, get on to her podcast page and listen to some episodes of Block to Block. Don't forget, tomorrow, Dominate Today series is starting. And you were like, okay, Laquita, I hear you, but where is that? Get in the comments. The link is in the comments. And also, my newest episode of Laquita's Toolbox has just dropped, Vision and Value. Vision and value. Like, come on, let's get on in there. You have to have a vision. You have to have a vision. Without vision, the people shall perish, right? Well, what's your vision? Write it down and make it plain. Get in there in Laquita's toolbox and listen to the episode 9, Vision and Value. But until next time, this is Laquita Mondley, my wonderful co-host, Victor Nico the Don of Nico Don Projects. Miss Esther has been an amazing guest, giving us value on how to begin and how to last as a podcaster. We have another great guest coming next Monday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Until then, God bless. You guys be great.
Bye.
Bye.